BLSP stock update. So Blue Sphere Corp closed the session of the 17th of December 2021 at, obviously you can see that, $0.0002. 11.5 million shares crossed the tape during that session. The market cap is now $1.1 million, and it's now becoming very much, well, it's what we all already know, very much vulnerable to scammers. But what we know for sure is that the folks in Canada can still buy, and what we're seeing or hearing on stock tweets is that probably one transaction of 8 million shares probably was sold. So before we go into what's going on with the stock, we know very well, or you may have known, that Ray of 808 is trying to see if the BAIG LLC can be set up as a professional investment group to trade on the export market in the US. And those who are interested, we might be able to trade the stock between $0.003 and $0.0006. And I think the last time we checked, according to his poll, 31 persons are willing to contribute between $100 to $300 for that investment fund, and about 99, or if not 100 persons are willing to contribute up to $500. So that's, amongst other things, one of the things. And then there's a consultation with a securitization specialist that will get the ball rolling for the trade in the export market. So yes, just like the market maker will initiate the transaction for a newly listed stock, so I guess this is what the specialist, the securitization specialist, will probably do, amongst other things. So you must have been following what's been going on. The attorney, according to Ray, has been consulted, and they're now trying to get things going, amongst other things. So coming back to the stock, technically, what we know for sure is that obviously the trend is now a very bearish one. You can see that this is the daily model. At some point, for a very long time, this 200-day moving average, the underlying trend, was very much bullish, and we were surprised that it remained that way. Now it is now very much bearish. It has now been condemned, and this is what we expect. But surprisingly, you can see, this is the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator. It hasn't been indicating any oversold condition. The last time it actually did indicate anything like that, and the last time it actually came into this oversold territory was in October, 22nd of October. That was the last time this indicator ever got into the oversold territory. And then we can see also that the RSI, Relative Strength Index, hasn't really done that. It hasn't indicated any sort of any severe weakness as it concerns being oversold, since only once did it do that. So this will be, last time it actually did that will now be when, let's find out when it did that. That was sometime in July, middle of July, 15th of July. That was last time it indicated being oversold, and as well the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator also indicated the same as well. So obviously the accumulation is indicating a very bearish one. It's been retracing all year long, seriously retracing, and surprisingly, we can see what's going on here. We have a volatility for the last 10 trading sessions as 581.47%. I guess this is, amongst other things, because the stock is currently barcoding, springs up, springs down, springs up, springs down. So the readout here is saying that BLSP appears to be rallying within a longer term bearish trend. Absolutely, that is the case. It's, well, Rallying, yeah, okay, well, that's surprising. That is surprising, but of course we know that market participants in Canada, they can buy. Adibate being, that's not as straightforward as it is. Doesn't from what they have been indicating, it doesn't really go in. They have to wait for some time before the order goes through, but people are buying, and because there is a very low participation or involvement, those it will going by what happens going by what's the level of participation. You can see why there it is indicating that the stock is rallying. Those folks, they are pretty much the only folks probably that can buy, or that are buying, and maybe the machines that are responsible for the barcoding the stock has. If you put all of those things together, all of them together, all of the data together, if you tally all of them, then you might find in effect that results in a rallying condition. That is probably what we're seeing here. So it says, as you can see, it says it appears to be BLSP stock appears to be rallying within a longer term bearish trend, driving its MACD above the signal line. So it really sounds odd, but that is, I don't think it's a lie. It's people are buying, for sure, as I've just indicated earlier on. However, shares remain below a declining 200-day moving average, signifying that the dominant trend remains lower. It's obviously lagging the S&P 500. The momentum is indicating the stock is strongly bearish, so we have seen that as well. We can see that. Yes, it is strongly bearish. That is what we can see here. This is the momentum, the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator. So this is the MACD. It was indicating earlier and that was above its signal line. Okay, that's pretty much the case, but it's just pretty much flat there as well. So this is as investors sell their shares and drive the price lower. Okay, yes. The volume for this session was lighter than usual, trading 11.532 million shares versus an average of 134.648 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The slope of the indicator is negative and suggests that there is a lack of buying interest. For sure, there is a lack of buying interest, no doubt about that. So you definitely have been seeing the barcoding we have been seeing. So just in case you haven't really seen it, this is what it looks like. So I'm putting up the 3-day chart. You can see that this is a 3-day chart. There is a huge, for the chart here, the scale here is just split into 0.0003 and 0.0002. So this is the chart of the last 3 days. So yeah, that's pretty much how it has been. So this is the barcoding, and for sure this is definitely the work of machines, that not the work of human beings. And indeed, for those who can buy, they've been buying, but I think machines are for sure overwhelmingly in control of the stock at the moment. And indeed, this is what is going to happen. The stock is now has a market cap of $1.1 million, so it is highly vulnerable to manipulation, even though the average volume of the shares is in the millions. But the fact that we have a market cap of 1.1 million, and the involvement participation is so low, the human participation is so low, then there's a good chance it's probably being manipulated at the moment. So fingers crossed. We thank Ray of 808 with all they are doing. Easily, I think we're now approaching 500 DRSs. So see what you make of BLSP stock. There isn't probably much you can make. If you're probably in the US, you may not be able to sell. We have a position there as well. Can probably not be able to sell. You can't buy. I'm not even really sure. I think probably if you call your broker, if you call Charles Schwab, you might be able to see if you can put through a transaction or something like that. But I've not heard of anybody who has done so of late. So this is how it is. This is the update from us concerning BLSP Stock, Blue Sphere Corp, and we'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.